Padres pregame thoughts, Padres and the Giants. I am happy to be back doing the pregame thoughts. I have an Underdog Fantasy pick of the day like I did last year. And that is going to be Joe Musgrove. Go the under on the strikeouts. Underdog Fantasy, if you have not checked them out, go check them out. 100% deposit match up to $100. When you use my code Talking Friars, you click that link in the description. They've opened it up in the pick'ems. Like they've got a lot more options in every Major League Baseball game. And then there's college basketball going on, obviously. And then when other sports are in season, there's that. So there's a lot of different opportunities to win there with Underdog Fantasy. So I encourage you to check that out. But yeah, I would go under on Joe Musgrove strikeouts. That's not because I don't believe in him, but not the best start to his year. And I know it was in Seoul. It wasn't in the United States. It wasn't at Petco Park, but it didn't have the best spring training either. Slow start, and I don't think he's set to go 7 innings tonight. So that's why I go under on the strikeout. I believe it's like 6.5. That's why I go under on that, lower, because it's more of the length. I just don't know how long he's going to go. Darvish went, 5 innings yesterday? I think you could expect around the same thing for Darvish. Or excuse me, not Darvish, for Musgrove. I think that the Padres are going to be in a good spot to win this game. I mean, the offense is clicking. They're doing the right things team-wise, doing whatever it takes to win, not trying to hit a home run every time. And so I'm encouraged by that. Kyle Harrison, I don't know a ton about him. I don't know what really to expect. I know that he is like this top pitching prospect, and Giants fans love Kyle Harrison, and just people around baseball, think a lot. They think highly of Kyle Harrison. So it could be a tough matchup for the Padres, but we know that there's talent in that Padres lineup. And Bogarts, he's off to a good start. We know what Tatis can do. Cronenworth off to a really good start. Ha-Sung Kim is in there. Manny, not the best start, but it's still Manny Machado. Profar, put the ball in play, and, we'll see what happens. And then Eggy Rosario, he's going to be playing third base. Jose Azocar is in center field, which means no Jackson Merrill, which I think will irritate some Padres fans. Like, Jackson Merrill should be playing every day, especially with the start to his season. But I'm only going to start complaining about no Jackson Merrill if it doesn't work. It's really early in the year, and Mike Schilt, I'm going to go with what Mike Schilt decides to do. It seems like he knows what he's doing. Now, I remember saying that same thing about Bob Melvin, and then some of those moves didn't end up working. But I think I had too much faith in Bob Melvin, where I won't have as much faith in Mike Schilt if it goes in the wrong direction, right? But for now, it's not in the wrong direction. So I'm going to trust what Mike Schilt and the Padres are doing, having Azocar play center field. It's a righty versus lefty matchup instead of left on left. And I view it as, hey, you have Jackson Merrill coming off the bench. So let's say it's late in the game and Campy's up. He gets on base, and then it's Eggy Rosario with 2 outs and a righty's on the mound. You can go to Jackson Merrill as a pinch hitter instead of, you could go to Graham Pauley, I guess, as well. He's a lefty. But you can go to one of them off the bench. Like Merrill, he puts together good at-bats. Like, that's a good option to have on the bench in these certain situations like this where you have Jose Azocar playing center field. I would play Jackson Merrill every day, but they know more than I do, and they obviously are looking at that matchup, Kyle Harrison, and they just prefer Eggy Rosario, they prefer Azocar up at the plate. And we know Azocar can play good in center field. So if let's say so I'm not going to overreact is basically my point. Let's say we're a month into the year and Jackson Merrill's only facing right-handed pitchers. Well, then, yeah, I'm going to be irritated because you got to give this guy a shot to face lefties. Like, Jackson Merrill is not up here to just be a platoon guy. But if it's early in the season like this and the Padres, they're trying to do whatever they can to win baseball games, and Mike Schilt believes that the best thing is for a righty in Jose Azocar to be in center over Merrill, then I'm going to be okay with that. I'm not going to complain too much about that. And then we'll see as we really get into the season, as there's a sample size on Mike Schilt as Padres manager and matchups and how Azocar does in those types of matchups and how Merrill does as well when he gets the at-bats. When there's the sample size, then I think we can be a better judge and give our takes on that. So lineup tonight, again, Bogarts, Tatis, Cronenworth, Machado, Kim, Profar, Camposano, Rosario, and Zokar. Bullpen situation. Bullpen charts are back out. Bullpen usage charts. If you're new, I put that out on Twitter and on Instagram before pretty much every game, just with the pitch counts over the last 5 days of relievers, trying to tell Padre fans, okay, who might be available, who might not be available. Now, it's one game here that they played, at least going into like the MLB full opening day. So I would think that pretty much everyone, maybe except Yuki Matsui because he threw 20 pitches and went inning and 2/3, I believe, yesterday. Maybe he's not available, but I would think everyone else is. If you have the opportunity to win tonight's game, you use whatever relievers you can to win tonight's game. Automatically get a split. Who knows what you're going to get out of Dylan Cease, Michael King, and there's the whole weather thing this weekend, right? So you just don't know. You could get rained out tomorrow, and then you're going to regret not using someone if you were planning on saving that person for the next day, right? So just treat this game, maybe it's not the smartest thing to do, but like treat it like a playoff game. That's how I would do it with the bullpen. Not because like they need to win this game, and I would not be saying this if like Matsui has been pitching 2 days in a row. If he pitched 27th and the 28th, and he had 20 pitches yesterday, I would say don't use Matsui. But looking at the bullpen situation right now, everyone hasn't pitched 2 days in a row, and no one except Matsui, I should say, nobody pitched more than 12 pitches yesterday. And then there's guys that didn't pitch, right? Someone like Enyo De Los Santos, Wandy Peralta, they didn't even throw. So expect probably one, if not both of those guys to pitch. We'll see what Stephen Kolek's role is. And then probably expect Tom Cosgrove to appear in this game if the Padres have a lead. I want Tom Cosgrove in games that the Padres have a lead. Like, I love watching this guy pitch. I think he really can help this Padres team this year. Nasty stuff, especially if you got some lefties coming up. So be ready for that. Already gave my Underdog Fantasy pick. Give your thoughts in the comments. If you will be at this game, feel free to let me know as well. But yeah, should be a fun one. Padres-Giants.